This is WKYT This Morning.
It's a beautiful Monday morning across Kentucky. Good morning to you from WKYT. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Rebecca Smith. Thanks so much for being here and starting your Monday morning off with us. Hope it's a good one.
Hope you had a great weekend as well. Our time is now 6:30. Delta Airlines is dealing with a major outage this morning. It's a breaking story. We're live with the impact that's having on travelers at Bluegrass Airport.
A young boy was rushed to the hospital after falling into a pond at the Lexington Cemetery. I'll tell you what's being done to try and stop this from happening again.
Also this morning, a pilot rushed to the hospital after making an emergency landing in Shelby County over the weekend. We'll have the details on that coming up.
It feels really nice outside. Humidity still down for this morning. This afternoon, that's going to change just a bit. But I'll tell you this, some rain will be heading our direction. Not so much today, only a slight chance down toward the southeast. But the next several days, rain picks up. We'll talk about that coming up.
We are tracking a breaking news alert right now. We have some information on Delta Airlines. A major glitch has forced the airline to ground flights around the world.
A major problem, of course, impacting millions of travelers all around the globe. So far, it appears that Delta flights at Bluegrass Airport in Lexington are taking off on time. The issue might be when they get to the destination, the hubs, and so forth.
Connecting flights.
WKYT's Mike Byer is live this morning at the airport with the breaking details. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. That's correct. So far, we're not seeing any Delta flight delays here at the Bluegrass Airport. In fact, airport officials say 3 flights have taken off this morning, and none of those flights experienced any problems. All this started after complaints were coming in on Twitter from passengers. Delta Airlines responded by tweeting out that their systems are down everywhere. Because of the outage, the company says flights have been grounded. The company has not said what led to the outage, which is causing problems with checking in through the computer system. This is causing major delays at airports all over the world. Delta is urging customers to check their flight status before heading to the airport. Now, we recently spoke with a Delta customer here at Bluegrass. She says she didn't experience any problems.
I had already paid for my baggage, so I went to the check baggage only. And I handed him my phone with my boarding pass, and he said, well, it may not work. So he printed me up a paper one just so I wouldn't have to have a problem.
Now, Delta customers say that the company is checking them in manually elsewhere at other airports around the world and our country. Pictures have been coming in from passengers sitting on Delta flights, but that doesn't appear to be the case here at Bluegrass Airport, where 3 flights have taken off this morning. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Well, hats off to those counter agents out at Bluegrass Airport who have been manually entering some of the information this morning and getting those flights out on time. But it's a worldwide story. We'll stay on top of it. CBS this morning with the latest in just a few minutes. Louisville police are investigating a deadly officer-involved shooting. It happened about 1:30 this morning in South Louisville. Police say it started as a domestic dispute in an apartment. That's where they say a man had a knife and maybe a machete as well that he would not put down. Police say 2 officers shot at him. The name of the 57-year-old black male has not been released at this point. We're told the officers involved were wearing body cameras. We're also tracking the investigation into an overnight shooting in Lexington. That happened about 10:30 last night on Jennifer Road. It appears the victim has non-life-threatening injuries. Our calls to police for more information have not been returned yet. For the second time in a week, someone has fallen into the pond at Lexington Cemetery. And this time it was an 11-year-old boy who we're told has life-threatening injuries.
Police say the boy was fishing with 2 other kids when he fell in. Just an awful, awful situation. WKYT's Mark Barber is live to explain what's being done to try to prevent this from happening again.
Good morning, Rebecca. Well, we know that boy was rushed here to the hospital last night in critical condition. This morning, we are still calling investigators, trying to get an update on his condition. Now, police do tell us that this 11-year-old boy was at the Lexington Cemetery yesterday with 2 of his friends. They think they all snuck in there to go fishing. Those friends of his ran for help after officers say that boy slipped and fell into the pond. His friends found help when they found the groundskeeper at the Cove Haven Cemetery nearby. She called 911 after she cut them loose from fishing line that was wrapped around their legs. By the time firefighters jumped in to save the 11-year-old, he had been in the water for 30 minutes. The groundskeeper tells WKYT people are cutting through the Cove Haven Cemetery to get into the Lexington Cemetery after it closes. She's begging parents to closely watch their children. Just last weekend, a 29-year-old man drowned in the pond after investigators say he fell into the water. Now, police say they are starting to work with the officials at the Lexington Cemetery and trying to figure out if there's anything they can do to make that area safer. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Details are still limited on Lexington's latest homicide. Police say a woman's body was found outside an apartment complex on Cross Keys Road just after 6 yesterday morning. Investigators have not said what or who led them to the body. They do think she died shortly before they arrived. A mother of 4 who lives in the area says she's concerned now for her family's safety.
People come around here and they think they can just take people's lives without having no remorse. You didn't give that person that life. You don't have the right to take it away from them.
The coroner has yet to release the woman's identity or cause of death.
A trial will begin in Laurel County in a murder case today. Police say Christopher Bird shot and killed his girlfriend Shannon Engel last summer. Bird is charged with murder. Police say he had been arrested on domestic violence charges before. Well, much of the Commonwealth was hit with rounds of showers, some tough ones that came down all of a sudden throughout most of last week. Unfortunately, same story could hold for much of this week.
Yeah, get used to it. If you like those summer thunderstorms, you're in luck, right? WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is in our First Alert Weather Center with a look.
Yeah, and the look outside is not a great one. I mean, what we're going to be dealing with as we continue to travel throughout the rest of the day. Down toward the southeast, and that's where I'm going to be zooming in the rest of the day and holding on to that southeastern area with some of those showers, some of those rumbles of thunder. So look at down toward the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of moisture there. We creep northbound. Not much going on right here, but let me tell you this, there are already a couple of showers showing up over toward our east and southeastern zones. So yes, we will have a chance of rain today, but it's not for everybody. Southeastern zones, that's your best bet. Temperatures are there in the 60s and 70s. Pretty good feel as you walk out the door. People going back to school or already in school, we actually pick up on those schools tomorrow. But what you're going to be dealing with is a nice start to the day. Afternoon, like I said, southeastern areas. If some of those areas are back in school, you can maybe have a rain chance later on this afternoon as you're picking up the kids. But for the most part, most of us stay dry today at 86 degrees. Now, guys, we're going to be focusing in on the next several days to actually pick up on those daily rain chances. That could give us some flash flooding. And I'm going to track you through that and help you kind of plan out the rest of your week coming up.
All right, thank you so much, Micah. 2 former Magoffin County school employees will face a judge this morning. Teacher Daryl Peters and maintenance worker Wendell King were arrested. Police say 5 teenagers were under the influence during a party at King's house. 2 of them had to be taken to the ER. Police say King was found passed out and naked in a bedroom. Peters and King are charged with unlawful transaction with a minor, which is a misdemeanor.
Later today, the FAA will start investigating what led to engine trouble that forced a pilot to make an emergency landing in Shelby County. Crews say it happened shortly after the plane took off from Frankfurt's capital city airport. Investigators say the pilot radioed that he was having engine trouble and that he was making an emergency landing on Grubbs Lane. Crews say the pilot had to be rushed to the hospital because he suffered some leg injuries and may have a fracture as well. Campaign 2016 news. Kentucky's race for the U.S. Senate starting to heat up as the November election continues to get closer. Senator Rand Paul and Lexington Mayor Jim Gray went head-to-head for the first time at the annual Fancy Farm picnic in Graves County over the weekend. Paul's campaign announced he will be holding town halls this week in Glasgow, Somerset, London, and Florence. He'll be in Somerset and London tomorrow. We checked Gray's campaign schedule online. So far, he has no listed appearances. They're getting things set up for the week ahead. Well, a petition, and we're not sure exactly how serious all this is, but it's calling for the Cincinnati Bengals to change their team name, and it's apparently gaining some steam.
There's still no word on if this was started as a joke, but a lot of people have actually caught on to this. The petition on change.org is actually asking the Bengals to change their name to the Cincinnati Harambes. Harambe is the name of the gorilla who was shot and killed by Cincinnati zoo officials after that little boy fell into its enclosure back in May. At last check, the petition had nearly 5,000 signatures. The man who started it says the Cleveland Browns named their team after a former coach who had a big impact on their city. So he wants the Bengals to change their name in honor of Harambe. The man plans to deliver the petition to city officials and to the Bengals organization.
But then there's been some back and forth.
Well, there are plenty of petitions on change.org trying to honor Harambe, they say, that are clearly jokes.
Yeah,
So, you know, we don't know if this one is or not.
So
but
we'll see and see if this takes hold. Our time this morning is 6:40. It's 20 before 7 on your Monday.
let's get a check of traffic right now, see what's happening.
Yeah, here's Officer Don with a check on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Inbound Tates Creek Road just past Armstrong Mill. Stalled car there that police are working right now. Richmond Road in the circle looks okay. The left turn lane to the inner loop's the slowest point. Of course, we have the construction that's still happening on Todd's Road, so don't forget about that. Drive times this morning from Nicholasville 11 minutes, from Georgetown 16, and from Winchester still holding at 24 minutes with no major issues there. So far so good as we get a live look courtesy of Lexington and Fayette Urban County Government at Broadway and High Street. Now back to you.
Okay, Don, thank you. Remember, you can get the latest traffic and weather information anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. Download that for free in the app or Google Play stores. Good idea to get that done before the start of school in Lexington, Fayette County later this week.
It is here, guys, so get ready.
Start to get back on track and back in the swing of things. More news coming up on WKYT on your Monday morning.
An autistic boy got a big birthday surprise over the weekend. See how the community and even strangers helped to make it happen when we come back.
Low pressure system just to the south of us is going to wreak havoc on the Gulf of Mexico area. But for us, how is that going to affect us? What kind of rain chances are we expecting and how much? I'll have that in your forecast coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
66 degrees right now in Fayette County. That is a really nice feel. Kids aren't back in school just yet here in Fayette County. That actually comes on Wednesday. But let me tell you this, if your kids are already back in school, really nice weather to start off this work week. Now, as we travel throughout your work week, it doesn't look all that good. 67 degrees right now in Frankfort, and we're heading off toward the east and southeastern Kentucky, and that's where we're seeing a couple of showers earlier this morning. They're trying to move on out, but this is a boundary that's just to the south of us, and it's going to continue to throw moisture over the mountainous regions and give us the chance at showers. They're hit and miss. They're a little spotty here and there. Nothing really to write home about or even worry about as you're taking off. Down toward the Gulf of Mexico, they need to worry about all that rain. 10 to 20 inches expected this week. Some of us don't go back to school. Clark County does not go back to school until the 17th. If you guys who are not going back to school until the next few days, if you're planning on heading to the beach, honestly, I would not go. Stick around here because down toward the beach, you're talking about, especially at Florida Panhandle, 10 to 20 inches of rain. Not around here, though. We will not get that. Now, we'll get a taste of it. Promise you that. Most of today is dry, but the best chance of rain, obviously, that southeastern zone as we travel throughout your afternoon. Now, going throughout your work week, it's going to be a different story because that front actually comes and rises above us. Now, we won't have the widespread rain like they're going to get down toward the beaches. But I will tell you this, in each and every single day, Tuesday through your weekend, 40 to 60% chance rain each and every single day. It's going to be much like that pattern we had last week, where that flash flood threat will be an issue in the forecast. So we just got to be watching out for that pretty closely. Most of us will stay in that 1 to 3 inch range, and that's where we're going to be watching. Some of us a little bit higher than that, obviously. You get one thunderstorm after another, and that can do that very easily. I can do that in one day. So just keep in mind, 1 to 3 inches of rain for most of us, and some of these zones all the way through Sunday could experience some flash flooding. Those creeks and streams are already flooded, so you add rain to that. That's just not going to help out. Here's your 7-day forecast and what you can expect. Like I said, try to knock some things out today because the problem is once we get into the next several days, that's going to cause some issues there with some rain. So just try to knock it out today. Mow the grass today. Kids going back to school, no problems this morning. But like I said, this afternoon, guys, it's more of the southeast than anywhere else that I see the chance of rain. All the way through your weekend, though, here we go. Each and every single day, that rain chance is there. So we just got to keep in mind, once we get past Saturday and Sunday, I was telling you guys this earlier, that long range, after that, we'll get out of this wet pattern. So there's some good news because there's nothing back behind us after Sunday.
Yeah.
So there's some good news to look forward to. So we need that big time.
I was looking at some start dates. Casey County, Powell County, Pulaski County all tomorrow.
Right.
And it is a big list on Wednesday.
That's
right.
Yes.
That's right.
Starting out, including Fayette County. All right, 6:47 right now on WKYT, so take your umbrella along those days, right?
Yeah. A California community helped give an 11-year-old boy with autism the birthday of a lifetime time over the weekend.
His mother reached out to a local TV station asking for cards for her son, and boy, did they deliver. Hundreds of cards, letters, and gifts poured in for Ryan Fritzinger. The community also came together to give him a birthday party. It was jam-packed with surprises, including Star Wars, stormtroopers, and a free trip to Legoland. Strangers who saw the boy's story drove in to attend Ryan's special day.
That's amazing.
It resonated with me personally, and I jumped right on the opportunity to come on up and bring up the presents and, attend the party here today.
Excellent.
Good deeds by folks there. Ryan now has countless friends all over the world thanks to social media. His mom says this is the happiest that she has seen him in years.
And I'm sure it means a whole world of difference to him as well. Very cool.
That's wonderful. People can do good things.
They can. Love it to see those stories of the community coming together.
6:49 is the time now. It's 11 before 7. CBS This Morning is coming up at the top of the hour.
We have more news. Stay with us.
Coming up, we'll keep you up to date on the impact of a system-wide outage that's affected Delta Airlines departures. Plus, we report from Kansas City on the death of a 10-year-old on what's billed as the world's tallest water slide. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Welcome back in at 6:52 right now. If you are flying Delta this morning, good luck to you. The airline has grounded flights because of a major outage. That's just one of the stories making headlines this morning. Bill joins us now with a look at what else is trending on the web.
Well, we had noticed that we were seeing lots of tweets from frustrated passengers in the overnight hours in our newsroom, and it was about 4:30 this morning when Delta confirmed the computer outage. They've not said what caused it or when it's going to be fixed. The airline says their computers are down everywhere. Frustrated passengers posting pictures on Twitter showing them sitting in planes that are not being allowed to leave the tarmac. And we've checked in with Bluegrass Airport throughout the morning here in Lexington. We are told 4 Delta flights have already taken off this morning, so they head off to the hubs, and we'll see what happens there. We're making calls this morning to find out how an 11-year-old is doing after being pulled from a pond at Lexington Cemetery. It's the second time in a week that this has happened. Last time, firefighters say a man who was walking with his girlfriend drowned. About a push to rename the Cincinnati Bengals as the Cincinnati Harambe's in honor of the gorilla killed at the Cincinnati Zoo this summer. We'll see if that takes off. Rebecca?
A popular water park in Kansas City, Kansas is still closed this morning for the death investigation of a little boy. Investigators are trying to piece together what led to the awful accident on the park's main attraction, the tallest water slide in the world, really. Caleb Schwab was killed on the water slide at Schlitterbahn Water Park yesterday afternoon. The slide features a 168-foot plunge at 65 miles per hour. The child was the son of Scott Schwab, a Kansas state lawmaker. Donald Trump is set to deliver a major economic speech in Michigan today. Over the weekend, the Republican nominee repeatedly questioned Hillary Clinton's mental health after she said she short-circuited her response to questions about the FBI's investigation into her email scandal. Clinton, who leads Trump in several national polls, will offer up her own vision for the economy in Detroit on Thursday. The death toll from a bombing in Pakistan keeps rising. A Pakistani surgeon at the hospital struck by a huge explosion in a southwestern city says at least 54 people have died. He says the hospital is also treating about 50 people who were hurt. There's been no claim of responsibility.
The U.S. Navy is making its first ship visit to China since Beijing responded angrily to an arbitration panel's ruling that its expansive South China Sea maritime claims had no basis in law. The guided missile destroyer USS Binfold docked at Qingdao this morning, the home port of China's Northern Fleet. The ship's commander says the visit is aimed at building relationships with the Chinese Navy. The NFL's Hall of Fame game was canceled just hours before kickoff last night due to poor field conditions. The game between the Green Bay Packers and the Indianapolis Colts was supposed to kick off at 8 p.m., but the game was called off after Hall of Fame representatives felt the field was not safe. Bare spots around midfield and issues with the paint used to mark the field were blamed for the safety issue. The Lexington Police Department wants to hear your feedback later today. Tonight, assessors with the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement will be speaking with Lexington residents. They'll be gauging their perceptions of the city's police force. The meeting is at 6 o'clock tonight in the Urban County Council chambers at the Government Center. That's at 200 East Main Street.
Drivers in Lexington can expect some delays on Nicholasville Road this weekend. Crews will be rewiring traffic signals at the Man-O-War Boulevard intersection on Sunday, August 14th. Work will start at 7 in the morning, should be completed by 3. Traffic lights will be off while crews work on them. Lexington police will direct traffic during the outage. The work is supposed to help ease traffic congestion around the new Summit development.
We're going to see how that all goes over there, right?
Yeah.
And we want to check in with Micah for a final look at our weather before we go this morning. Nice start to the day.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the feeling outside, whether you're at 66 or 70 degrees, the dew points are down, meaning humidity is down. So that helps us out big time if you're about to take off. No problems there on the roads of what we heard about, and no problems there with any rain. Now, I will tell you this, over toward far east and southeastern Kentucky, there are a few blips here and there. Mountain Parkway back towards, say, 460 and 119 in southeastern Kentucky. That's your best bet to actually see a couple of showers this morning. And honestly, that's your best rain chance for today. Look at the rain chance. Here's the map on the screen. 40% down toward that southeastern zone from Whitley City, also Monticello, Pine Knot, Jellicoe Mountain, Williamsburg, off toward the Hal Rogers Parkway, up toward the very end of the Mountain Parkway in that 460 corridor, 119. That looks like your best chance for today, guys, for some rain, but most of us stay dry. Take advantage of it.
For today.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it.
Get it done. Nobody's more up to date than you to start your day. Thank you for being with us on WKYT.
Have a great one.